The Radiant Song for the War Within pre-patch is now live. This is a quest line that you'll be able to do. We're going to talk about this, but more importantly, we're going to talk about Blizzard's philosophy going forward with the War Within. It seems like they want to make gearing take longer, but there's a few little tidbits in there that might be better, actually, than Dragonflight. So let's talk about those things. Anyways, when you logged in after the pre-patch was live, phase 2 of the pre-patch, I should say, you were now able to do the War Within pre-patch continued quest line. So what that is basically the quest begins with the War Within, where Jaina summons you to Silithus. You talk about the visions spreading throughout Azeroth, and then you can go to Silithus on foot or use the teleportation scroll, which should take you there to continue that quest. It's a short little quest line. You'll be able to do a few things, hear about the stories that are coming our way, and basically get a little bit excited for the storylines that are to come. We interrupt today's news for a quick reminder. Now, I am known by many names. The Lord of Lords, the Edge Lord, but my favorite name is the Man of the People. That's right, and as a man of the people, I've decided to give back once again a reminder. I am giving away an epic edition of the War Within, and all you have to do to enter to win is to watch 1 hour, just one measly hour of my stream for a chance to enter the giveaway. Every hour you watch beyond that is another entry to the giveaway. This will give you the mount, the pets, and so much more. 3 days early access. So if you want this thing, get in here and be the degenerate you truly are. So Radiant Echoes events are now live. So those are basically colorful blobs and colorful versions of ghosty looking versions of things that have happened in Azeroth's past. Now, the reason why you might want to do these, of course, they're giving out 480 level veteran gear, which can be upgraded to 502 item level. So if you've got some alts out there, different things that you want to gear out just a little bit, 502 is a decent item level. Honestly, it's not too bad. You can use this you can gain a currency from this to buy the gear, right? And you can save that currency because it's Warband bound to use on your MOP remix characters if you are in fact waiting for that one to come over on August 19th. So you can basically backlog that stuff, hold on to it, and then use this gear to gear out that character. Of course, there's also a bunch of fun items to be had, time-limited items, like this takes me back a Feat of Strength. There's a couple different battle pets to be had, a couple mounts, Remembered Windrider and Griffin. They are basically, the Horde and Alliance mounts in a kind of like ghosty variant, you could say. They're all right looking. There's a couple Warband bound things like a 32 slot bag and a 30 slot reagent bag. There is also a heirloom ring. Yeah, interesting for the heirloom set. There is an heirloom ring that you'll be able to get, so level up even easier later on. The event can be started at level 10 for if you have a toon who's leveling up, and the event can actually be used to level up. Now, these pre-patch events have always been a great way to level up, going back to Legion Invasions. So if you're looking to gear out a character or level up quickly and you don't want to play the remix event for Mists of Pandaria, you can get in here and do these Radiant Echo events and get yourself all charged up for the War Within. Stop glazing, bro. You're going to get his wife mad. What is going on? I don't even know. I just read that so out of context. Warband Banks are now re-enabled. They are up, in fact, working. Yes, it is a miracle. Here they are. They've finally been enabled. And one thing people noticed recently with Warband Banks is the achievements are gone. Yeah, so there were 2 achievements involved in Warband Banks. One was called Learning to Share, which was buying your first Warband Bank tab. And then So Much Sharing, which was buying all the bank tabs, which would eventually cost you 3.1 million gold. Yeah, so if you were a WoW Gold Andy, or you just bought a bunch of coins, WoW tokens, you used to be able to get an achievement. Well, those are gone. Those are gone. They no longer exist. Maybe Blizzard didn't want some pay-to-win achievements. I don't know why they were removed, but they were, in fact, removed. So there you go. You can't pay to win on achievements, at least not for now. Moving on to the War Within now caps at lower heroic loot tracks. So this is the interesting stuff. This is a look into Blizzard's philosophy going forward with gearing. Now this has become a kind of a theme here in that Blizzard seems to want gearing to take longer in the War Within. They want to prolong the whole process of us gearing out, right? Get into that cap item level. And part of that is, they've already discussed this before, is that Myth Track is being raised to level 6 rather than 4. So, of course, you're going to have more upgrading to do. And for Mythic Plus, the highest I believe you'll be able to get is a 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6 Myth Track gear. But that's for Vault stuff. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the heroic track. dropping at the end of your dungeons. That has been dropped as well. Whereas before, when you were doing Mythic Plus, at the end of your dungeon, if you were doing a high enough key, you could get a 2 out of 6 heroic track piece of gear. Now that's been changed to 1 out of 6. So yes, we see this across the board, kind of a downgrading of the amount of gear that you can get initially, and an upgrading in terms of how much you're going to need to finish it out and max it out at the end. This seems to be, like I said, a core philosophy for Blizzard going forward, is that they want the entirety of gearing out to take just a little bit longer than it has in the past. One really cool thing, though, that Blizzard is doing, you know, it's not all negative, there are some positives, is that the final 2 bosses of the new raid will always drop the crests, bonus crests basically, for the difficulty 1 up from the one you're doing. So for example here, Queen Ansarek will drop upgrade crests for the next higher difficulty for the existing, plus the existing difficulty you're doing. So she'll be dropping 15 runed Harbinger quests, which are basically your heroic track crests, and 15 gilded Harbinger crests, which are your myth track crests. This is a really good idea, actually, and I'm very much happy with this because this gives you a motivation to clear the raid, or at least kill the last 2 bosses every single week on heroic level. Whereas right now, we don't really do heroic raid anymore because it's kind of pointless, to be honest. There's no reason to get the crests that drop from heroic raid anymore. We all need those myth track crests. We're going to be able to do it now and still be able to get myth track crests off those last 2 bosses, even though you're doing heroic. So for those of you who don't know already, runed Harbinger quests are equivalent to the Worm's Awaken crests, and gilded Harbinger quests are equivalent to the Aspect crests. So you'll be able to get what are today considered Aspect crests off of the last 2 bosses on heroic. Yes, interesting indeed. Like I said, it gives you motivation, gives you a reason to go back and re-clear heroic, or at least do the skip and kill the last couple bosses every single week. It's a nice feature. I'm not gonna lie, and I've been wanting something like this. I've always said we need more ways to get myth track crests. There you go. Turns out Blizzard must watch my streams or my YouTube videos or something, because we're gonna get exactly that in the War Within. Another thing that they're buffing is mythic mount drops. So in the past, you know, the mount would drop per kill on mythic mounts would drop 2. Now it's been increased to 3. Now we're not sure yet if this is retroactive, but it could very well be. So right now the reigns of the mythic Farak mount, the flame owl, you can only get 2 at a time when you kill him. That's going to be upgraded to 3 for the reigns of the ascending Sky Razor, which is your mythic mount drop that's going to be dropping in the new raid going forward in the War Within. So that's a really nice thing, and I actually think it's a nice upgrade. Hold on. Damn, I lost my mouse for a second. It's a nice upgrade, and basically gives you a better chance at getting the mount every time you kill it on Mythic. Now, many of us, you know, it's not going to affect us because we're not really Mythic raiders, but it's a nice little thing. That's an extremely rare mount. You can get it in all difficulties. Well, look, getting it in all difficulties is nice, but getting it obviously in Mythic is the most assured way to do it, and now it's even more assured in that it's going to drop 3 rather than 2 when you kill it. Some other mount conversations. Yes, the Harmonious Salutations Bear has been data mined, and everyone was wondering, oh wow, why is this thing coming back? If you don't remember, I believe we got a kind of a variant of this if you had attended BlizzCon at some point. I forgot what year that was. Well, it turns out this is going to be available for the Chinese as they return to World of Warcraft on August 1st, so that's very nice for them. They're going to be getting basically pre-patch on August 1st, and then leading into the worldwide War Within launch on August 26th. So that's nice for them. China's coming back to WoW. How great is that? Nice to see for them. And they're getting a cute little bout with it. Whether or not we're ever going to get this in North America as another drop or an EU, we'll have to wait and see.